places, worn out faces.
It's been a long one, and I
Wash away the toxicity.
When you finish on and the candles moving and the cover's moving, and it's time for you to join the current. Here we go again. Critically drinking, stay thirsty, my friend. Burning love and hoping never.
I beg your pardon.
Hustle culture. Hustle and grind culture is another version of it. I can sleep when I'm dead. You'll be dead.
It's showtime. Come in and have a drink with the whole crew. Come on and join the panel or draw from the chat. Do it how you wanna do. The misfit thoughts keep the whole chat lit. Ooh, and soon you'll be a part of it too. So come back again, my friend, or we'll come find you. Here we go again.
What's up?
Critically drinking, stay thirsty, my friend. Burning love and hoping never. If it does, oh, we'll be back again. Now let's make one thing clear. Because of you is why we're here. You give us life, you give us love. That is why we want you get to our heart. Come and join the show, cause we need you to grow. So pull up a chair and share with us all of the things you know.
Breathe
Here we go again. Critically drinking, stay thirsty, my friend. Burning love and hoping never. If it does, oh, we'll come back again.
And like the song say, hey, don't. We'll come find you. Easy way. With a hard way.
Amazing.
You gotta loosen up that body, honey.
I challenge you to
Like, my nigga. Subscribe, my nigga.
The real losers are the kids.
I wasn't even on the stage. That's crazy. What up, Yellow? Was that video out of sync at the end for you too?
Little bit, boys, good though.
That's weird. Oh man, everything's cool, man. Everything's cool. How you feeling, bro?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I'm gonna start the stream with a joke. Got a joke for you.
I'm ready.
What did one llama say to the other llama before they road trip?
For the road too. I know it's got something to do with alpaca. What is
Just in case you get hungry, I'll pack a lunch.
it?
Get it. We're here all week, people. Tip your veal, try your waitress.
Man. All right. Well, listen. Looks like. Hold up, real quick. Let me just make sure. All right, cool. All right, well, look. Looks like we got a solo endeavor today. It's public too. That's crazy. Wrong day. But let's
Maybe
press on. Yeah, for sure. It was just interesting. Just typically always, a couple. But anyway, man. So I want to get started, man. I went ahead and my little creative juices have been flowing in my own particular way. I like that little nerdy type of fun. I'm not the life of the party, but I like to get people thinking. So as my guest today here on Bar Talk, I'd like to begin with the segment I call First Drink to Last Call. It's where your life, Yella, is a night out, and I want us to see who's at the table. So, we're going to play First Drink to Last Call. So imagine your life is one long night out full of chaos, bad decisions, great stories, and emotional hangovers. I'm going to hit you with 4 questions. Don't overthink it. Pour it out. So your first drink. Who would you want to share your first ever drink with? Could be someone you missed, someone who shaped you, or someone long gone. Or you can all who did you share your first drink with? Either way.
My first drink was with my brother.
Okay. I know you were
Big
not of
head,
age.
big head nigga. Hell no. Hell no. That's what big brothers do. Okay, they get their little siblings intoxicated.
Now.
Nah, it was a Saint Ives, nigga. So it wasn't nothing crazy,
Ooh. Okay.
but it was good old crooked eye.
Cricket eye. All right, I'm with that. Now, about what age we talking? You look like you was grown around 12. What age was he being a bad influence?
They're about 13.
Dang. About
Yeah, that
13.
made him about 21, 22.
Okay. So he
But
was
he
of
was,
age. Yeah.
yeah, he was stuck with me though. So it's like, nigga, I ain't finna not do shit. I not understood. Like I don't.
Yeah. I get it. And it's not like you was like a little kid, 12, 13, too. You was grown man size. You just didn't have a grown man, temperament mentality. Yeah, you 12.
Yeah, right. It wasn't, it wasn't gonna
Yeah.
jack me up.
One like a little 5 footer, 100 pounder.
Right.
I'm with you. Okay. So if again your life is the night out. Your life is the night out. What part of the evening are you in right now? Just showing up, you buzzed and vibing, you in the bathroom, letting it all out, or you trying to, make your grand days?
Okay, that's good. I am at that point of the night where I partied till I became sober. Now I'm sitting around scowling at everybody. Because I done
Okay.
sobered up a little bit. And I'm tired of folks dancing around me and shit. But I ain't going
Dang.
nowhere though. We still here. Probably
Okay.
gonna order me some wings or something.
Okay. All right.
Keep the party going. And make the best out of the bad situation.
I like it. So last call, man. It's 1:59 a.m. You got to leave with somebody. Anybody from your past, your present, or even a version of yourself to make it all Black Mirror. Who do you take home and why?
Who do I take home?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, nobody. Go home by myself.
Dang. Okay. All right. Well, easy in
Yeah, I know.
hand.
Yeah, I know, right? Yep. Just go home by myself. Uber to the
Spend
crib
them
by
on your
myself.
own
Cause
too, like Lyra.
yep, cause it's right. I own 2 boxes.
All right. Hey, this last call all through our history, he said, he's going home by himself, man. Ain't nobody in history, dead or alive. Nobody.
Nah, I don't
Dang.
want to take nobody home who ain't at home already.
Dang. Okay. Last question, man. Drunk dial. You had one too many drinks. Ended up at the embassy. Who is gonna get your one emotionally reckless call before your phone dies? Anybody in history? And who are you calling? What are you saying?
One drunk down. Um, I'm a drunk down my 12-year-old self. And tell him keep balling.
Okay.
Don't put that ball down.
Don't put that ball down. All right. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was a cute little icebreaker, man. Appreciate your participation. I actually liked that. That was actually fun. I enjoyed your responses. I wasn't expecting and not taking anybody home. That was unexpected. Definite. Dang. But since it is just us here, man, I want to get into the refresher, man. 'Cause you know what I mean? You was about to come to blows. About to come to blows over this video right here. Hold up. So I'm gonna let it play. It's 2 minutes. I added it to StreamYard. So if we want to pause it, let me do it the other way so we can pause. I got the video file too. Let me see. Cause you know me and my semantic self.
Paradox.
Well, the Andromeda paradox is the fact that if you and I are looking at Andromeda,
Andromeda, the galaxy. Not the stars that make the constellation.
Right. Yeah, not this constellation.
And not the
right.
strain that killed millions of people.
Not the Andromeda strain, right? 2.5 million light years away. Then what happens is, suppose you're sitting in your chair and I'm running by. And at the second I run by you, we both look up at Andromeda. Because I'm moving and you're stationary, we're going to see events that are days apart.
Hey, real quick. Can you drop down the video? Can you remove that one? Because I'm sharing it from my computer. I don't know if it'll allow you to drop it down. Yep. Okay, cool.
We're in the same location looking
All
at
right,
the
if
same
you
time.
need to pause the video playing like this,
relativity.
just drop it down.
And you
It'll
think
pause.
that the
Don't just
light
say relativity and keep talking.
How
I know,
far?
right?
Wait, in this scenario, how far away from me are you when you're running by?
You're in the same place.
We're in the same place essentially.
So you're like literally
I've
running
never
here.
heard of this paradox.
And you look
right.
up,
It's a little known paradox.
and the
right?
thing that you see and I see are days.
It's crazy that Neil had never heard of that paradox, though.
Yeah, he says a little known paradox though. It's one of them. It's like the pigeons being surveillance cameras, pigeons being drones. We found that shit out yesterday. It's like what? Apparently, there's a chunk of people who know about it.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's one of those known unknowns. You don't know about it until you know about it.
I feel like I heard it, like in a movie or something, some like something that's referenced, but I never actually saw anybody take it seriously until yesterday. I swear I saw something like a pigeon with a telescopic lens and something like the eyes. But you see the little robo bugs and stuff all the time, but I never really knew people took that serious. That was interesting too. Now that you mention it.
Apart.
Days apart.
Because of our physical perspective on
Well,
that?
here's what you would think. You would think the light is arriving right now. We should all be receiving this light, but that's not how it works. Motion changes the perception of time. And so we know about that in terms of the local universe. We call it relativity of simultaneity, right? You're moving, I'm not. You see events in
Man, that's a big one. Relativity of simultaneity. Simultaneity. Let's go.
simultaneous. I see them as happening one before the other, right? But then when you add the distance component in it, now we see very different times. So there could be a third person moving in the other direction, seeing a different time. So how do you define what now is? So we
Even
don't
though you're in the same
time.
place.
Even though you're in the same place, yeah.
While we're sitting here, I'm here, you're running by,
Yeah.
we look up at the Andromeda at the same time,
Yep,
and we're
from the
seeing
same
something
location.
days from the same location,
Yep.
essentially. We're seeing things days apart.
Days apart.
And that leads to the idea of what is now, and your now and my now are two different
There's no
nows.
now.
There is no now.
No, there is now. There's always now.
There's an
There has
illusion
to
of
be.
now because we're so close together and we're so small. The speed of light makes it feel like we have a now, right? But now doesn't really exist on larger scales. There's no such thing.
But there is always has to be a now. In all seriousness.
No, that is your bias. That is your bias.
That's so Galilean.
But that's
that's so backwards.
Right.
Wow.
I've never gotten heckled from the left and the right
Yeah.
at the same
That's
time.
right. That's right.
No, you didn't get heckled at the same time. There is no now. It never happened.
Yeah. Oh, it happened. It just happened in the past. There's a future and there's a past, but there's no now.
I hate you.
It's always the next thing.
I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
This
Sucks.
this how that video made me feel.
Boy, I swear I'll crash out right now. You ain't like that. Stop it. Boy, I crash out. Man, stop. You just talking. Fuck it, I'm crashing out. Okay. I'm a real nigga. Yo. I hate you. I hate you too. Oh,
Man, first time, last, it don't even matter. First time, last time, I still feel the same way. There is a now. Just we have different now. But I did like that video. And when I was scrolling something else, I came across another video. And that's what I'm getting ready to bring up, man. So we could, like, react to that one. It's a little longer, a little more in depth. But it covers the same subject a little differently with a few more concepts in it. So since you had not seen that one, I'm going to, let me see, put that over here. Come on now. Come on. Bam. Let's go. Tab I can close. Okay. Remove that from the studio. Man, there's so many things going on. Let me see. Share screen. Let's go. The future already happened. Alright, bam. So this is the one I was telling you about. Just let me know when you need me to pause that.
Do your past, present, and future all exist right now? Are you watching this video, being born, and lying on your deathbed at this very moment? Surprisingly, the answer could be yes. But how can that be? What does that even mean? How does time work? The block universe. Imagine.
So all of it, you think your entire life is happening simultaneously, or has already happened, and you're experiencing it. How do you, in your perception, which way do you think it is? Like it's unfolding, it's already unfolded, and you're just experiencing it like a replay? Like how's your conception?
So that's typically, from what I've heard, how it plays out. So it's almost like a replay, right? So just think about how your body works, and it's kind of similar to how time would work, right? So if I clap my hands, the clap I hear is in past tense. The clapping is in past tense. It's all happened already. By the time it gets to my ears, it's within super minuscule amount of seconds, right? It's almost I mean, it's definitely testable if you got the right type of equipment. But to us, just in general time, it's instant. I clapped. Wait, I thought to clap, clapped, and heard it all at the same time. So the signal come from my brain to my hands. Then the sound from my hands go to my ears all at the same time. It's kind of how time works, right? If you look at the entirety of time, then yeah, it's you're being born, we're here at this podcast, and you're dying all at the same time.
Okay. But we're kind of experiencing the phenomena in a way that our brain can process it.
Yeah, which is in like short replays. Yeah. We're getting short replays of how it's perceived to be.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying, right? That was the idea of like hearing the sound after the fact. But there's so many steps. There's so many steps in between that they all happen at the same time. So that's kind of how time is. So we're just experiencing the replay right afterwards.
Nah, part of me's not really mad at that. What's up, Alonzo Hall? Yeah, that was a good movie. Really was a good movie. I'm really not even mad at that idea. But overall, the entirety of a person's life having already happened, that one's a little hard for me. But the whole processional logic, I'm kind of with it. Things happen, but our experience of it takes time to compile in our brain and kind of narrate to determine like, okay, what does that mean? And then we kind of have what our reality and experience is. No, that does take I guess like you said, from moment to moment, like the clap, the sound takes some time. The brain has to process it, and even before, like the thought. Because something else I was watching was the feeling that precedes the thought. Because our feelings travel faster than the thought. So it's interesting how this whole experience in life, how weird it is, how unknown and variable it could be. It's interesting. All right, let's go.
Imagine the universe like a child painting pictures on paper. Each picture shows everything that's happening in the universe in a single moment. With each new moment, all kinds of things occur everywhere. People are born and die, galactic civilizations expand, you miss the bus. And our universe kid makes a new picture that replaces the old one. In this way, you get something like a movie. Only the moment we're in right now is real. The past is what happened before. Now,
told you. That's basically how I was describing it. We're instantly we're experiencing the prior moment in the moment. That was the best. That's how I kind of seen it happening, like a movie reel. How it's just frame by frame. Yeah, I actually like them. Those actually nice. Frame by frame, reel by reel. Because it's just that seamless as when you go to the movie theater and watch the movie. Now here's the trick, right? With the older movies, I don't think they so much do it with the digital movies. I haven't been to a movie theater in a minute to see if they even know if they still do it. But if they got the reel-to-reel projectors, there's a sign of when the scene is going to change. It's always at the bottom of the corner. I know you might know this, but for those who don't, it's like you see this black little dot at the bottom of the screen just before the scene changes. So that's a byproduct of the old reel-to-reel film. It's also like a sign of them splicing the films together.
Okay.
Now, how I can translate that might be jumping timelines. Y'all ever notice some spots before your life changed?
Man, listen. Or them eye floaters. What if that was your brain processing a splice?
Ooh. So if eye floaties are you splitting a timeline? Or like if you close your eyes long enough and you get to see, okay, so I know we didn't all did it. If you ain't did it, I'm actually worried about you. You never close your eyes long enough to see the images inside?
Oh yeah, the image burn? Yeah.
Yeah, right. So like I believe if you do that long enough, like you start to kind of see the other shit out there. The other little dimensions, the other little portals and stuff like that. Because we ain't supposed to look too long back there awake. Typically it puts us to sleep. But that might be how we get to the other timelines and other dimensions through our sleep. Which also makes time, which adds to the idea that we experience all of this because every timeline is branching off. The one we're in is part of that one, this, that, and the other.
Okay. So in your experiential your theory of it's already happened and we're experiencing. Why would we have needed dreams for that? Like what purpose would sleep function? Or I guess I'm asking two different questions. I guess in the grand design, what purpose would sleep function and an existence has already happened? But if it already happened and we actually slept, are dreams our way of processing something that we can't understand because it happened when the person was asleep, but it's already happened and we're experiencing it. Like I don't know how to
Right.
verbalize this one.
That's why your dreams can exist at any time and any place.
Mm.
Because I guess you in this timeline where you're at, you gotta power that. I guess it's just a human function. It's a if you gonna hide it, you gotta build the human to be functional in secret, right? Because you don't want them. They would want us to know that we're jumping timelines and shit like that.
Mm.
So sleep would be our unconscious way of traveling through that shit.
Okay. Cause that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, sleep would be how our conscious way of traveling through it. Like, so where are we in your mind's eye? Where are we? Because again, everything's already happened in this theory, and we're just experiencing it. So where are we? Are we in a simulator? Are we asleep? Are we on our deathbed? Like, and it's just catching up, like delayed, like. Or are we us in the experience?
We could be, you know what? We could be us on our deathbed having that my life flashed before my eyes, but we're just actually living the moment.
We're in the flash.
We're in the flash. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Like we're in the light flashing before your eyes moment.
That would
And we're
be
just seeing all
insane.
the things.
We're experiencing the flash. So they say your life flashes before your eyes, but truthfully, your life is a flash. And it flashes before your eyes. This really feels high. It really feels like I need to be under the influence of something.
Right. Because think about it, like the term is the light flash before your eyes, but it's described as seeing every moment replay. So it's not necessarily a flash, or it's almost like a montage. But that's basically how our memory works anyway. It's just a montage of moments.
Now
We
that
don't
would be
remember
crazy.
that. We don't remember that random Wednesday like 12 years ago in random month. You know what I'm saying? Where we just didn't do nothing that day, where
Yeah.
nothing happened.
The 17th time you played Madden, you don't remember that game.
Right. Right.
Dang. That would be a little that's messed up. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to be actually existing and living in the now, or if I'd wanted to be experiencing a flashback. I don't know which one is better. Like this version gives me, if I feel like I have autonomy, I feel like I have choice. But if everything already happened, and every decision's been made, and I'm just living that out, that would be kind of messed up.
Right. But you still have that feeling of autonomy because you're in the moment. The moment has happened and it's happening right now. Because you still have to go through the process of making whatever choice it is that you've made already.
That's crazy. So I have to have the feeling of autonomy to complete. And this reminded me of Assassin's Creed, where you have to synchronize the memories. You have to play out the memory as the person lived it.
That's basically all it is.
That's crazy.
It's a series of memories.
Man.
That's why movies are what they are, stories are what they are. They're just a movie is a sequence of memories as told by how the director remembers the story he wants to tell you.
I mean, you ain't lying, man. That's true. Hey, that's a messed up thought, though. I'm a little disturbed. I'm mildly disturbed.
Yeah. Sucks. Crazy as hell to say. It's weird. Sucks. Crazy as hell all at the same time.
Yeah,
You
guys,
probably need something like a drink or something. I'm over here. I'm smoking. So this is all like right in my wheelhouse. Nigga. You might need to take a shot.
Dang.
Now it's gone. In right now is real. The past is what happened before. Now it's gone. The future is still to come and hasn't been drawn yet. This is kind of how time feels, right? Each moment being replaced by the next one. The past is far behind us, the future doesn't exist. But what if time is something else? What if the Universe Kit has already finished all its drawings and stacks them on top of each other? This way, we get a block of time that contains the whole history of the universe. All moments that have ever existed or will ever exist. But in this block, in this stack of moments, the past, the present, and the future are equally real and exist at the same time. This feels wrong. The only things that we perceive as real are those things happening now. How can the past and future be?
Okay. I haven't had any substances other than a couple of potato chips. But I have a high thought.
Let's do it.
I have a high thought. Okay, just based on that block theory, based on the entirety of the universe's existence, is already compiled and it's there, right?
Right.
What if we're not us? What if we're time? What if time is the thing that moves through the block? And we're just time.
Flowing through you.
We're just we're just time. Like what we think is us is just time moving through the block in a straight line. So we experience it linearly because this particle of time is traveling through the block in a straight line in this whatever.
Mm-hmm. So weird time.
Weird time.
Moving through a projection of our life.
Not our life, because we're not a person. We're just time. But there's this universe. It's kind of like you plugging into a video game and you playing through the levels. And you play through it linearly because that's how it's set up. But you're just an entity.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when you go through a fun house. You travel through it. You're just this entity that's moving through this thing. And that thing is the universe. And you just travel through it. You enter it and you exit it. And whatever path you take.
So would you say a clock is just time?
A clock is just capturing, I would say, segments of the universe's totality.
Okay. Because I'm with you. Now I'm seeing
like the block divide. Like the block divide, like the sheets of paper. The clock just measures how many sheets of paper in that stack.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking we're not time, but we're a measurement of time. We're something that keeps track of time.
Man, oh, that's crazy.
Because we take pictures, we write books, we keep track of time. What's the point of keeping track of time if we all gonna die? Like, what's the point of keeping track of records, statistics? Wouldn't matter who was the highest scoring player ever in the NBA. Wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But we are devices used to keep time because our existences represent a certain time. That's why when you die, you got the dates like that. They put the birthday in your end date. And then if somebody want to look through a certain time, through a certain lens, through your lens, they can just reference your time. How was 1987 to 2182, because that's how long I plan on living. How long is that? No, like another 150 years. Yeah, you know, I'm with that. So yeah, they'll be able to just pull up that file and
But
replay it
see,
again.
I feel like the universe existed outside of us though. So like it evolved and changed and had its own
Right,
occurrences that go unrecorded.
right,
So I don't want to like censor us as in like we're a record. I feel like we're just another thing that happened in the universe
right. It's not us though. That's what I'm saying. I'm
that
not saying
time
it's
is
us.
flowing through.
Right. I'm not centering it as us, nigga. We
Okay.
don't care about clocks.
Yeah.
Like we'll
Okay.
buy a watch and we'll buy another watch.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We've
Yeah.
retired other times. We've retired other forms of timekeeping. The
Yeah.
sundial, all of that.
Yeah.
Roosters, all of that shit. People used to just wake up by rooster.
Yeah. Those are just tools of measurement. Those aren't actually time. Those are just tools to measure
Right,
how we
right,
experience time.
right. Time would actually center us again, because then it would make it about us flowing through the image. We're just the clocks that's measuring the time. What happened within this
We're just
time?
another clock. Okay.
Right. We're just the clocks.
Gosh.
Don't matter how nice it is. Some people are Beyonce. She's a Rolly with
Yeah.
all the trimming. Some people are me. I'm like that watch you get at like Foreman Mills that's sitting in the checkout lane. That's definitely gonna lose 10 minutes the first 3 days that you got it.
Mm. Okay. I'm with it. I'm with it. So it's like if the universe was like a grand tapestry, a big giant woven thing. We all
Hmm.
have different threads, and some threads are longer, some threads are thicker, some threads are more
Hmm.
colorful. But we're just like
Hmm.
a segment.
Hmm.
See how long that one piece is, that one segment is, how it groups together with other segments. But at the end, it's never going to grow more than one patch.
No, hell
So,
no. And then think about it in totality. We're just the universe will exist, has existed for billions, and will exist for billions of more years.
okay.
Even with our elevated life expectancy from, let's say, the fucking cavemen whose life expectancy was like
12 years
year or
old.
two, like a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Like a
They
year or
be
two.
dying young.
Niggas was out of
They
here,
be
bro.
dying young, man.
Niggas was getting yeeted, bro.
You know, it's really a miracle we made it. If we really evolved, like they say,
You know, nigga, what?
it's a miracle,
Nigga, what?
man.
Bro, we dying in one night out here with motherfucking if it get too cold. Them niggas was living through
Yeah,
the ice age apparently.
that's crazy.
Ice age froze the donuts, the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If we made it through
Yeah,
that, my nigga,
yeah, yeah,
shit,
yeah.
can't
We
tell
tougher
me
than we
nothing.
look.
Yeah, yeah, right. Talk to me nice. You know what I'm saying? I want respect of nigga. I can see why we feel like we at the top of the food chain. Bitch, fuck you,
Yeah,
lion. Okay, maybe I
yeah.
understand why the ladies think they'd be safer with a bear. Fuck you, bear. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
human.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Damn. Baby in one hand, spear in the other.
man, hey, we've done that. You
Yeah.
shit. We've done things like that. So yeah. We some durable fucking clocks.
All right, all right. I'm starting to, wrap my mind around it. A little mind bendy.
Hmm. And even with the clock, even as clocks, for a clock, there's never a now.
That's
The
always
hand
moving.
the
It's
hand is
always moving.
always moving. The second hand is always moving. And even if the second hand look like it stopped, the gears on the inside are still moving to turn that motherfucker for the next little millisecond. So nothing stops within the clock until the battery dies.
That's crazy to think about.
And you ever seen you go ahead, my bad.
Not about to say, like, with a clock or a human, like, you've never been in the same state twice. Like, that's weird to even think about.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we say, like, a broken clock is right twice a day, like, it's actually not in the same state. Like, either the gears have wound and have some degree of even minuscule degradation, or there's, like, less oil, or there's always something that's changed in its state. So it's never exactly the same. And the same with us, like shedding skin and hair growth were never the exact same.
Yep.
Constant
And that's
reprint.
from day to day. Yeah, but that's from day to day. Minute to minute, damn near.
That's crazy, man.
I was gonna say, you ever seen or noticed how the old clocks died? The clock that just had like the little battery in it? Or like how a watch dies?
I had to stop.
No, don't just stop. They never just really stop. They die like humans. Sometimes they just stop working. I'm not gonna say that because sometimes humans just cease to stop working. But like taking care of your clock, you just progressively stop ticking as fast, or you tick, but the arms don't move.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Your watch always lose. Yeah, your watch always loses time. Right, like even if you had a digital clock, one of them little digital watches, they start to dim a little bit. They don't just go out. They start to dim out a little bit. They ain't as responsive. I remember having them watches. Oh man, you had a little green, little digital joint, and it's starting to fade. Fade. Look, you gotta push the little button to try to hold the light on, but it ain't get the light down out. It'll kill the watch. Oh man.
Yeah, you right. But even the analogs, because sometimes the hands wouldn't even swing around no more.
But you'll still hear it ticking at it.
Couldn't move the hands.
It ain't strong enough to move the hands.
That's crazy. Okay.
When that battery running though, when that battery good.
Oh yeah. Got motion.
Hand beat. The second hand beat. Shaking it beat is hitting the second so hard. Nigga, the motherfucker beat. I'm a strong ass second. Nigga.
Hey, that's crazy. Boy. That's how it was in the 20s. Well, you was in the 20s, boy.
Nigga, them seconds was nigga.
Boy. Oh man.
Yeah, he's about 30 or 40 of them seconds me. Tick. Like, damn, nigga, shit, dude.
Yo.
Why this clock going so slow? How was it only 3 minutes, nigga? What the fuck?
Or it got like a little almost like a spasm. I don't know if you ever seen it, like when it's kind of, there's something where it won't progress, but then it like releases all the energy, the stored up energy, so it just springs ahead like 2 minutes, like real fast, like it catches up, like a catch up. That's how I be. Oh, I was supposed to be doing something. Oh shoot, that'd be hilarious, man. Yeah, I love my little analog clocks, man. I miss having one around me. They be doing some weird stuff. All right.
Be real right now. The problem is that according to the theory of relativity, they kind of have to be. Heavily simplified, relativity says that time and space are not separated at the same time. This feels wrong. The only things that we perceive as real are those things happening now. How can the problem? But in this block, in this stack of moments, the past, the present, and the future, are equally real and exist at the same time. This feels wrong. The only things that we perceive as real are those things happening now. How can the past and future be real right now? The problem is that according to the theory of relativity, they kind of have to be. Heavily simplified, relativity says that time and space are not separated, but one connected space-time. When you move through space, you're also moving through the block. This means time passes differently for different people, depending on how they move through space relative to each other. And this also means that what someone perceives as now is a certain cut along the block, a cut that will depend on how fast they're moving. So what you think is now is really only your now.
That's why they go for the inside lanes in track. It's like thinking about running on the track. That's like a good time space thing. Which is why it didn't make no sense for a girl to get busted in the head, but that's a whole nother story. But the inside lane typically has a bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
Because they're running on a smaller track. So where they're at in time and space might be different. So that's why they offset. Like if you see the track, like if you see the races, they typically line up in offsetting. Yeah, they stagger. Yep. So by the time they hit and they come around, you'd be like, damn, how they all end up next to each other?
Yeah, some of that mathematics.
Right. So that's why it's like there is no, that's kind of like the Andromeda thing. We seeing it from different. Yeah, ain't no now. It's not no where you're at now because you don't really know where you're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially from there till you get to a certain point, and then once y'all even get to that even point, somebody immediately go ahead. Yep, it all catch up, and then it goes forward again. Now it's but it's still moving. It never stopped. It never got even and stayed there. It hit there and kept moving.
No, go ahead.
No,
yeah. I'm about to say that's why they be telling people to not pay attention to the runner beside them because they're actually in a different time stream.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They not at where you think they at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's on you.
Who would have thought this will be this relevant?
Everybody has feelings. So
yeah, stay in your
you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Right. Stay in your lane.
That is crazy.
It's basically what it is. But that's also a good that's also a good reasoning why time travel, like we'll probably never actually figure out how to move through this time because there's time and space, and it becomes complicated when you have to equate the space as well. Because it's not just about we're hurtling through the Milky Way at like a gazillion miles an hour. Well, it's probably not that high, but like it's probably I think it's a number. I can't remember what it is. So at the time that something happened, the place we're at in the universe matters as well.
Yeah, that's true. So somebody said that as far as time travel, because you can't actually return to the exact same spot.
Right.
Because that exact same spot, like the Earth wouldn't be where it was.
You just pop up in a blip of the space. You just pop up in the blip of space.
That'd be crazy.
Look, just my luck. I'll pop up just before Earth is hurtling right through that motherfucker.
That'd be crazy.
Blam!
That would be crazy. Now, once somebody told me that, I was like, nah, time travel's done. That's all right. Because there's no way. Properly calculating the speed at which something's moving, and that's too much.
Yeah. Now we do it in smaller doses.
Mm-hmm. But trying to get that accurate, like, I mean, even if you got to, like, I mean, just imagine just like a little bit off, and you were like 75 feet off in your calculations, and you just like dropped.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to land in this room in this building, but if I'm 50 feet to the left, I might have a place. I might have a time for the planet. But if I'm 50 feet off, boy, I'm smacking the ground. Bang.
Or you impale, like, or you come, like, you in the middle of a telephone pole. You know what I'm saying? Just something crazy like that.
I'm in a wall.
Man.
You just time travel.
It ain't never happening. We'll never be able to get that.
There are many different nows in the universe, and all of them are equally real. This also means there's no universal past or future. Okay, this is a lot. How does this work?
It is a lot.
Imagine 3 alien spaceships a million light years away. The first one just hovers in space, not moving relative to you. You both experience the same now, the same present. If you had a magical instantaneous internet connection, you could do a video call right now and chat about alien things. The second spaceship is flying away from us at 30 kilometers a second, about 3 times faster than a human rocket. It's moving differently through the block of time than you are, which means its now is different from yours. With the magical internet, the aliens can talk to your ancestors in 1924, when humanity was discovering the first galaxies outside the Milky Way. The third spaceship wants to visit Earth and is flying towards you at 30 kilometers a second, moving at the opposite angle of the second ship through the block of time. It experiences yet another now. With the magical internet, the aliens can talk to your descendants in the year 2124, when humanity has already built cities on.
That's crazy. Like that concept.
Yeah.
That also puts the perspective on what the other dude was saying in Andromeda Paradox about moving away and tours and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the direction that you're moving actually changes, like the pitch or whatever. I don't even know what to call it, but it changes which way the time is oriented. So the people moving towards, it will be like the future, and the people moving away, it would the past. However they just said it. Yeah, people moving towards to get the future, if they were to link up magically at the same time, which is weird. That is weird.
Yeah.
Moving away. How would they reach the... Did he say moving faster than light?
Okay. Okay. He said me and you are in our 2 separate spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
We're just sitting still.
We share a now.
Yeah, we share a similar now. But then he described it another way. Run it back though. He described 2 different situations.
I want to see I want to see the speed thing. If this is a speed thing, it'll make more sense. Let me see.
Yeah, run the whole scenario back. Because he said one thing. He said something about a now. But let's see. All right.
Let's go.
Hovers in space, not moving relative to you. You both experience the same now, the same present. If you
100,000, 100 million light years away. That's something different. Yeah. Okay, we're still in the same block. It's just sitting there though. Mm-hmm. It's just sitting
stationary.
Yeah, stationary. The distance isn't changing. It isn't going up or down. So yeah. Okay, now, we're in the same sense of now. Yeah.
With gravity and motion, because the planets and stuff are still moving, there still would be a variation, but he's not trying to overcomplicate, which I'm cool with. He's
right.
Instantaneous internet connection, you could do a video call right now and chat about alien things. The second spaceship is flying away from us at 30 kilometers a second, about 3 times faster than a human rocket.
See, I don't know. 30 kilometers per second is faster than the speed of light, though.
No. He said it's just slightly faster than the
3 times
than the
faster than a
rocket.
rocket.
Yeah. The speed of light changes everything. If he was going at the speed of light, we'd be having a whole different conversation. That changes everything. Yeah, nothing would matter. Yeah, nothing would matter. It's the what is it? The photon landing on Lizzo's ass. Just basically.
That's funny. Let's go.
It's moving differently through the block of time than you are, which means its now is different from yours. With the magical internet, the aliens can talk to your ancestors in 1924, when humanity was discovering the first galaxies outside the Milky Way. The third spaceship wants to visit Earth.
Okay, I'm getting it now. I understand now. I understand it now.
I'm just wondering how moving away versus towards changes the tilt of time.
Now they're moving towards Earth, just faster.
No, one's moving away. He just did the one that was moving away. He's getting ready to do the one that's moving towards.
It's moving away from it.
The last one was moving away. Why? See, it's moving away.
3 times faster than a human rocket. It's moving differently through the block of time than you are, which means its now is different from yours. With the magical internet, the aliens can talk to your ancestors in 1924, when humanity was discovering the first galaxies outside the Milky Way. The third spaceship wants to visit Earth and is flying towards you at 30 kilometers a second.
See what I'm saying? So how does flying towards and away change which time you be aligned with?
Okay.
That just
this.
That's
Let's
part
see
my
this
brain
tour.
can't comprehend.
Let's see if flying towards it puts you in the future.
Moving at the opposite angle of the second ship through the block of time. It experiences yet another now. With the magical internet, the aliens can talk to your descendants in the year 2124, when humanity has already built cities on Mars and Venus.
Okay. I got you. Okay. It's definitely
what would moving laterally do?
I am the lethal scientist.
That's crazy.
I understand it now. So check this out. Right?
All right, I'm listening.
Think about, it's 2025, right? It's 2025. And that one spaceship is sitting 100 million light years away, right? It's far enough to experience our present. Now, something leaving from Earth, it's leaving at a certain time. It's leaving and going away. So we need a scientist because I'm there, but I just can't. It's like when you leave home, right? Like if you leave home, you're going to have a signal. You're leaving at a different time, I guess. But you're moving fast as hell. Like you're moving fast away from home. So by the time you get to 100 million light years away, the time is still relative. It's like Interstellar. It's like Interstellar. Remember, he was gone for all them years, but his kids was aging at a different rate.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just weird though that cause see, like even with Interstellar, coming from or like leaving home or coming home, had the both. They both had the same time differential.
No,
Like 8. Yes.
no,
Gravity.
no.
Gravity is the one that was messing up the.
Interstellar is McConaughey. So this is how it went. When he was going away from Earth, when he was going away towards the black hole, remember he was getting videos. Remember he was getting video chats from them, right?
But that's because gravity.
No, listen what I'm saying.
Huh?
It is it's the idea. This is to this idea in particular.
Okay.
Right. The moving, how going away would change the time, right? So remember he was getting video calls from them. But he was getting calls from them from years ago.
Right.
You know. He was getting calls from them when he first left, damn near, like the first couple months. Hey Dad, miss you, hoping everything's okay. You know what I'm saying? You've seen the progression of like the years of just regret.
Yeah.
So that's going away. Now if I start at 100 million light years away going towards the planet, the passage of time that's going to take 100 million light years to get there, I'm going to be able to communicate with them differently. Because if I'm coming at it, right, I'm better, right, because I'm experiencing the time differently.
Yeah, I'm just saying it don't make sense. But like I said, I don't expect it to make sense. This is some old sciencey stuff. This one's beyond me. That part is beyond my comprehension.
He said this beyond me.
The closer I can get to it, like when you go somewhere for the first time, like going feels so much longer, like than the drive home.
Right.
Even though like it's the first time you've been there, so like it's both times unfamiliar because like the orientation, it just feels totally different. But this one, I want to get past it though.
Okay, so we have 3 different nows. So which one is correct? Well, that's the problem. Relativity is based on one powerful principle, cosmic democracy. The fact that the point of view of all observers in the universe is equally valid. All those nows have to be equally real. But if this is the case, your past, present, and your future all have to exist at the same time, right now. Because for the different aliens, they all happen in their present. This means that the distinction between the past, the present, and the future is an illusion. The universe is not a bunch of things evolving through time like in a movie.
That means the difference between the past, present, and future, which way you run it. Why you standing still. Which is weird. I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to figure that Andromeda paradox thing out. I've got to get that one understood.
Illusion. The universe is not a bunch of things evolving through time like in a movie, but a static block in which the past, the present, and the future all coexist and are real. How can that be? Well, think about a galaxy outside the observable universe, too far away to ever visit or see. But even if you can't get there and don't see it, it's still real. The future might be the same. But if the past is not far behind us and the future actually exists, then there is no movie. Things don't happen in the universe. The universe just is, like a frozen block of dead cosmic ice, with everything that will ever happen already written and decided. Is the future already written? If all times coexist and are equally real, then the future has to be already written. But that's not how you experience things. It feels like you can mold your future with your decisions. It really feels like you're free to choose to stop watching YouTube to not miss the bus. But if the future is set in stone, you can't decide anything. So are your choices an illusion? Well, Maybe. Maybe your free will is a mirage. And maybe you missing the bus was already predetermined at the Big Bang. So feel free to continue watching. Except quantum stuff is ruining everything again. Quantum processes can't
ruins everything.
Be predicted, not even in principle. Not because we're silly and don't know how to do it. According to quantum physics, quantum particles are intrinsically random. For example, if you have a radioactive atom, it could decay at any moment, in the next second or in the next million years. We can calculate the probability that it will decay tomorrow, but no oracle in the universe will ever be able to tell you with absolute certainty if it will do so or not. But quantum particles can change the world. Imagine a radioactive element randomly decays and causes a genetic mutation in a nearby mammal. And then many generations later, that mutation has led to a weird mix of duck and mammal that makes no sense. Or the atom decays a day later, and the weird...
Yo.
Not the platypus catching a stray.
You know.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang. That's just messed up.
That's the bill.
Creature will never exist. If quantum stuff is really uncertain, the future can't be set in stone. But if the future is an untold story, it can't be real in the same way as the past is. So what happens when uncertain things like the decay of our atom become real? Is that moment the present? Is this now? But before we saw that cosmic democracy makes it impossible to define an absolute now. What's going on here? It turns out that for every individual object, you, an alien, an atom, the past, the present, and the future are always well defined. Your death will always happen after your birth, never before, and never at the same time. Now, you are clearly between your birth and your death. So, for you at least, now makes perfect sense. If we don't play tricks like going to now makes perfect sense. If we don't play tricks like going to the other side of the universe and using aliens in funny ways to find out what now means, things again start to look ordered and aliens in funny ways to find out. If we don't play tricks like going to the other side of the universe makes perfect sense.
Duolingo bird.
If we don't play tricks like going to the other side of the universe and using aliens in funny ways to find out what now means, things again start to look ordered and nice, and individual nows seem to exist. Can we do something with them? Let's return to our block universe. Maybe the block does not contain the future, and maybe we just imagined it wrong. Right. Maybe the block is just the past, and a thin layer on the surface is the present. That surface is not smooth, but bumpy and uneven. It's been made by joining countless individual nows, each experienced by someone or something in the universe, each equally real and valid. And all observers do their bit, so cosmic democracy is still true. As new...
That's what that feels right for me. Because I'm still gripping my head around the Andromeda Paradox. I ain't there yet. But this growing membrane, this growing universe, growing reality, I'm with it.
So you're saying it's like it's expanding. Your block is always expanding there.
Yes, reality is in a steady expansion with the edges not even, because it's a whole bunch of different realities kind of meshing. So it's, kind of like a, a fingernail, a toenail, a hair, some of the split ends and, growth more on one side than the other. This is uneven, and I'm with that.
Yeah, because I was looking at it like a boiling pot of water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like how if you think about a pot of water, it's flat on the bottom. Typically, pots are flat.
Right.
So it's a base that's a flat time, flat line, a flat start. That's when you are born. And then, the bubbles rise up. Stuff rises when it boils. You know what I'm saying? It's just always boiling on the surface and it's rising and rising.
Okay.
So it's
And the
building.
future,
Mm-hmm.
the future would be the steam because that stuff from the past that rose up but escaped and hasn't become solid yet. It's like a vapor, but it's based on stuff from the past, stuff that rose up. It's a projection from the bottom.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, and the vapors include the smell.
Yeah, because it carries the essence of everything that's in the pot.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's you seeing your future. So the future does exist.
Mm-hmm. Dang. You know what?
So that's why they say democracy still exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause you can lean up and smell the food.
That's
And you be
fact.
like, this finna be good. Or you can smell that food and be like, I'm about to hate this.
And the steam can burn you, so it's real.
What up, Von? Shout out to those who are peeking in, lurking. We just yapping.
Yeah.
We just yapping. Hopefully,
Things happen.
hopefully y'all keeping up. We're discussing now. Is now real? Did I just ask that question now? That was past tense. How long ago did I just ask the last question? How long ago did I just ask that question? Or that one? You see what I'm saying? It's that type of shit.
Weirdo baby.
Definitely.
And uncertain things become certain, radioactive atoms decay, new species of mammals arise, people miss the bus, the border moves upwards, creating new time in the universe. Instead of a frozen block of time with a future that has already been written, the block is growing and things happen. You can again decide your future.
Yay.
Maybe leave earlier so you won't miss the bus. What is real then? Let's recap. We started with time as a movie, one now after another, where only the current now was real. Then we found out that because of relativity, there are multiple nows, all of them real somehow, which could mean that we're living in a frozen block universe where things don't happen and you don't really have free will. And we ended up with a kind of growing block universe where time passes and the future is open. So which is correct? What is real? The present? The past? Are the dinosaurs as real as you are right now? What do the aliens on the other corner of the universe think about all this? To be honest, no one knows. What we've learned are two possibilities to describe time, but they're not the only ones. Some scientists think that the idea of now only makes sense near you, but not in the universe as a whole. Others think that time itself doesn't even exist, that the whole concept is an illusion of our human mind. And others think that time does exist, but that it's not a fundamental feature of the universe. Rather, time may be something that emerges from a deeper level of reality, just like heat emerges from the motion of individual molecules, or life emerges from the interactions of lifeless proteins. We could...
So what would time be an emergent property of? So if heat comes from the movement of molecules, and life is the derivative of a bunch of cells that continually multiplied until they became a complex organism, what would time be the emergent property of? Free will? The ability to choose? Like stacking choices?
What would it embody? Like what would time embody?
No, what would it be what would it derive from? Like I can't even remember what word he just said. Emergent property, the emergence. So if enough molecules move, they create heat.
Right.
That's the emergent property. Heat comes from molecules moving.
Right.
And then he said life comes from the proteins and like all the stuff in our body, the DNA, the RNA is like protein based. So
All
life
this stuff
developed
moves.
from proteins. But the emergent property of life came because the protein like clung together. So like what's the emergent property that created time? What conditions came together to create time?
Sure, it has something to do with light.
Okay. I can see
Since
that.
that's the fastest, since that's the fastest thing we can make.
So light being able to be bent. So light and gravity created
Right.
time. Because light,
Yeah,
if
light and
light,
gravity.
if light left at one point and some of the light got bent, get bent, and some of the light didn't, then there's an emergence. There's a divergence that shouldn't exist in light itself because they should all leave at the same time. But because gravity distorted some of the light, the emergent property could be time, like the differential between when two things arrive. I could go with that.
Go on, but aren't you about to miss the bus?
Yes.
The concept of time is abstract and elusive, possibly beyond complete human comprehension. Fortunately, there's a vast world of things we do understand about the universe that you can explore right now, thanks.
Brilliant.
Right. Felt Addy.
It was. But I thought that was a good little video that kind of broke down those different concepts. I thought it took the Andromeda Paradox and expanded on it in a way that was interesting.
Yeah.
So now I want to understand the Andromeda Paradox more because that whole moving away. Because when the one guy said it on the Neil thing, I really didn't get the understand. Like the guy could be right beside you, but he's running towards you. The other person could be moving. I didn't really understand. That didn't make any sense. But the way they outlined it, it gave me more context, and I can ask smarter questions to try to figure that out. Like why the orientation of the movement changes the pitch of time. That's interesting. That's almost like if I could run away fast enough and then call you, I would actually call you like months ago. But if I ran towards you, I would call your future. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of weird. So I gotta figure that part out.
Okay. So let's because I was sure think about let's think about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
If we standing at one end of the like say you standing at the 50-yard line. I'm standing at the goal line. So I'm trying to think. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. You call me. We standing still. We got the same type of now. We not really moving.
Right.
We're stationary. We got the same type of now. You could describe it to me and I can see it as you're describing it.
Right.
Right. Or I can describe what I see of you. Plus time ain't really changing. Like the time distance from us ain't really changing. Now, if you at the 50 and I'm at the 50 and I start running away from you, and while I'm running, I call you, that time is gonna be different. I'm gonna be able to see you in the past. Like I'm gonna see you when I left. I'm still gonna be able to see you how I look, but you're not moving, you're not progressing. So I'm leaving you behind. Plus, like in a race, if I'm leaving you behind, I get to the line faster than you did because you're not moving as fast as I am.
That don't change the phone call though.
But it changes the
What up,
now.
Dury? What up, DJ Doe? What up? What up? What up?
Right, but it changes the perception of now.
How?
Because
How,
the now
Sway?
because the now is changing. Like it's
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're at the goal line, I'm at the 50, and either one of us takes off running, we can see the other person running in the now. And the person running can see if they're facing towards the other person. You can see that person as they get closer as you're running towards them. Or if you were looking over your shoulder, you can see them getting further away if you're running away. Like the now doesn't change. That's what I'm saying. The now doesn't change. And the who you're calling, the call doesn't change either. If we're on the phone, I don't suddenly slide into talking to a past version of you, and I don't suddenly start talking to a future version of you simply because I'm running away or towards. Like that's what I mean by that's the part that confuses me.
Yeah.
I know you say I don't see it. I know you say you see it. I can't. My brain isn't clicking on that.
So say like I said, say if I'm running, say if you at the 50 and I'm running away from you, and I call you, like I can communicate with you back at the 50 still,
Right.
but I'm moving so fast or far away from you, then I'm at the 20.
Yeah, you're talking about spatial. Yeah, the space that's fine.
Right.
I get that you're in a different space.
But that changes my now because I'm moving. I'm constantly moving away. My now is changing. Your now is probably stationary, but the now between us is different. I'm talking to you back there. I'm talking to you back in the past. You at the 50. I'm moving. You ain't moving.
But the
Our
call
whole
is
time is
live.
different.
Time doesn't stand still for me because I'm standing still.
Right.
Right. So I'm saying if I'm on the phone, if you started, let's say let's actually put something that actually you start saying the alphabet as you run from the 50 away from me.
Right.
A, you're at the 40. B, you're at the 30. C, you're at the 20. D, on out the whole thing. Right. You start like that. I will hear A, B, C, D as you disappear out of the stadium. And then you go E, F, G as you're running out the tunnel. H, I, J as you're crossing the parking lot. I will still be processing time on my end of the phone call. You'll still be processing time as you shout out letters, but your space will change. You will have moved from the 50 to 50 miles away because you're running so fast. You're a prime athlete. But the time did not change. When you say Z, you'll still be talking to me hearing Z. I will not have changed my space, but our time has progressed simultaneously.
Our now is different though, right? That's what I'm saying. So if our time is progressing differently, then our now can't be different. We're not in the same now.
Our time is progressing simultaneously, sir. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't progress differently.
No, it's not.
Your space progresses differently.
Right. So my time is also moving differently. I'm moving faster. I'm moving faster. My time has to move faster. It just has to be. It has to be. My time is going faster because I'm covering more space faster. So yes, it's space and time. That's why he was saying you can't time travel. One can't exist without the other.
Yeah.
So there is no
I'm
now.
gonna have to spend more time with that concept because I hear it. I hear it, but my brain can't process it. But I hear it. I've heard it. Would Earth's movement be the determining factor of how we experience time? That would be part of it. That would be part of it. The Earth's rotation is a speed force, and the Earth's movement through space is a secondary speed force. So both of those would be movement factors.
Right.
Right. Yeah. No human can move that fast. Facts. So this is kind of theoretical, but I'm trying to grasp onto the theory.
Right.
I'm trying to grasp onto the theory.
That's why that's why I use the football football analogy, because even that's a relative speed that we can understand. Because because time and space work to if you're looking at like an equation, if you want a now equation, time plus space equals now.
Okay.
Right. The difference is just like how black you are, people's experience of now is different. So I can't tell you what now is because I have a different type of now.
Trigger.
Your now might not be my now.
Yeah, I'm not black
So
enough to experience now.
right? There's no one universal now because they're all different. We're all moving in different speeds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say we're not sharing the same now. We might be sharing the same now if we standing still
Yeah.
because we're not moving. We're not taking away. We're not adding on. We're just moving. That's why I can talk to you in the present, whatever, little nigga. But it's the same thing if I'm running towards you. So say I'm at the goal line
Okay.
again and you
Okay.
at the 50.
Your
If
analogy helped me differently. Like the way, it don't matter how many ways you say it the way you're saying it, it's not gonna help me make it's not gonna make sense for me.
I got you.
But there was something in your analogy that caught on. Because I love analogies. Sorry, Bree. I know I'm about to lose you. But in life though, in life, when people kind of like the whole I outgrew you, when people move forward and develop in life,
Mm-hmm.
some people kind of stay stagnant and some people kind of actually regress. But then you try to reconnect and then y'all can't because you're in different times. You're out of sync.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I that kind of helps my mind, can use it in that way. What up, Marcus? Good to see you, man. In that way, because when y'all try to reconnect, it doesn't make sense. Because like one person's living in the past, one
Mm-hmm.
person's in the future, and one person's now. So unless you're in motion towards, you know what I'm saying, or away, then that's the only way you can kind of relate. Like even like I'm where I'm at, but like maybe somebody from my past who kind of stayed in the past from high school, they kind of always stayed that same person.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to connect to them from a forward motion place. Like it wouldn't work. So I would have to be like moving towards them to reach back to the past. Well, that's the future. Well, either way, I don't know. It's sketchy. It's sketchy. I'm gonna have to work on the Andromeda paradox to understand it, but I kind of see a time dilation type thing with the way people move through life that may help me understand it better. That might. I might be stretching.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only way I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it. There is no now, or if there is. But I got some questions for you, man. Got some questions. So every time you look at somebody, you're technically seeing them in the past. Because light takes time to reach you. And then your eyes still have to process it, send it to your brain, and your brain has to process it and construct a representation. Even if it's just nanoseconds. So technically, you've never even seen anyone in the present.
Nope.
There is no try, only do in a regular model. There is no try, only do. I can't do this voice that long. So let's start off with something silly, man. We talking about the star travel, star space. If you were a celestial body, what would you be? Out of all the things, we got solar system, planet, planetoid, nebula, black dwarf. What would you be?
I'd be Pluto.
Why would you jump straight to the planetoid? Why would you do that?
Just don't have to. I'm known like a planet, but I don't have the responsibility of being a planet.
Wow.
But I got the respect of a planet.
Okay. All the respect, none of the responsibility.
Yeah.
You barely even gotta be seen.
They know I'm there though.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with it. So with those different ideas of now, the one that was kind of like sequential, like you're moving through the different like scenes, like all those projector reels, you're going from scene to scene to scene, or the ice block where everything's already happened, or the kind of growing reality. Like which one makes the most sense to you? And then like if it's different, which one gives you the most comfort? Would give you the most comfort?
So I'm actually okay with both.
Okay.
And in this instance, this is one of the conversations because we're talking about everything existing all at once, and both things
Yeah.
can be right at
You
the same time. Shout out to Night.
shout out. Shout out to Nine.
Because I can understand time existing in that concept of it has to end, so it is capped off. It's just a paradox of where is it kept? How big is my cube as opposed to your cube of time? Some are shorter than others, some are smaller than others. You know, that's the story of man's life, basically.
Mhm.
But with the growing future, that gives, and of course, that's more of the quantum physics kind of idea that gives room to splitting timelines,
Yeah,
which
that's
I'm
true.
okay with too. You know what I'm saying? We've pretty much talked about timelines getting split and all that and dimensions shifting. So if we're there where it's ever growing, then it's that's kind of how we're able to do
Okay. All right. So we just kind of discovered now isn't real. Time may not exist the way we think it does. Time may not be real, but I want to know, Yellow, who is somebody that wastes a lot of yours?
that. These women.
Sexist. Misogynist. All right.
That
Speaking of these women, would you rather meet your soulmate at 70 and have 10 wonderful years, or meet them now and spend 40 years where it's good, but never quite right? Never quite how you imagine. Kind of mid.
the second one.
Okay, 40 years of mid. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all relative.
Yeah. Speaking of relativity and time again, have you ever been too early for something, like too ahead of your time? Like maybe you had the right idea, but the world wasn't ready for it.
Ahead of my time. I feel like live podcasts, I was probably ahead of my time.
Yeah. That's what jumped into my mind. He was doing that a while ago with relationship stuff too.
Hmm. Just interacting with people and live interviewing people and all of that shit. I was kind of, yeah. Before it just became a thing. Now we're basically in the age where talk radio is popular now. Talk radio used to just be for like people who work the night shift and like really weird people
Yeah.
or people who like sports.
Yeah,
Sports talk
that's true.
radio. That was the only reasonable talk radio to listen to.
Okay.
Then NPR came around
Yeah.
and that
Good stuff.
changed a lot. Yeah, NPR got super popular and that changed the game. So, but I had my it was an internet radio show and it was through the Art Institute of Chicago through their platform. It was like an actual radio station that I was in. It was like an actual booth. I had a whole board to work with, playing music. I was doing a whole bunch of shit. I was variety streaming before I was variety streaming.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's what it was. I was a variety streamer ahead of its time.
Okay. I knew somebody else that was doing that way back in the day, and it didn't make sense to me. Like, he, I had the little radio station set up, and we was all sitting around and talking about relationships. And I was like, this just feels weird. Like, it just felt weird then. It makes so much sense now, but it was so weird back then. But it's because everybody wasn't doing it. Now everybody's doing it.
Now everybody's doing it.
So now,
and it didn't got to eye roll level. So just imagine time being relative to the point to where it's like, damn, I remember a time when this wasn't a thing. I remember this time when it was a thing and it was cool. Now I understand this a time where it's just some goofy shit, and we eye roll at it.
It went too mainstream. Like, I mean, and all it takes is a phone. So I mean, it got there. I get it. I wouldn't be here without it. I met some good people, heard some cool conversations. I'm thankful for it, even though, like, the jump the shark moment, definitely we had too many jump the shark moments.
Yeah, at this point, we just are the shark.
Yeah, and I'm with it. Now, on the opposite side, have you ever realized that the moment has passed and you just weren't paying attention? It wasn't you that failed. My fault. I mixed up my sentences. But have you ever realized that the moment has passed? Like, you let something slip away. You let one slip by. Like that commercial. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah. That was probably the time I realized I wasn't gonna be no damn athlete. I was like, well, there's no comeback story for me, I guess.
So the athlete was it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because I always tell myself, I was like, man, you play baseball till you're 40. I'd never win and swung a bat.
Oh.
And that was my shit too. That's why I like baseball. That's why I was sticking it out with MLB. That's my shit.
Man, baseball was so much fun to play. I just was not good. My ceiling was so low. You know that crawl space under the porch on some people's houses? That's like my ceiling.
Damn.
With baseball. It was bad. I could catch the ball. I could throw the ball. But if I catch, like, I had a single processor. I had a very single like, I could do one function. So I could swing the bat and hit the ball. But then my brain would kind of freeze up right there. So I would, like, too often let go of the bat. That was a problem. Or forget to run to the first base. Or if I catch the ball, I forget I need to throw it somewhere. So, like, having that, like, loading up for that next function, that was my failure. My brain could not process holding two functions. Oh, it was terrible.
Buffering, nigga.
But it was like I focused so much on the one thing to get it right that the second thing was just non-existent. So I needed so much focus to catch the ball. I needed so much focus to throw the ball to exactly the right spot so the person wasn't, like, getting thrown off the bag. I needed so much focus.
That shit gotta be you gotta, like, I can remember, like, playing center field. My position was like third base and catcher, but I can remember playing outfield. And dude, the complexity of having to, and this is just for people who probably never even have experienced it, the complexity of having to track a baseball while also tracking where the people are on base and making a snap decision on where you're going to go with the ball. That person could run, that person could not run. You need to be prepared anyway. So you got to know kind of ahead of time, okay, in this situation, I'm supposed to do this. Bow, okay, pop up. I get the ball. I'm immediately throwing to the next open base, so the person don't go. You got to be knowing that and thinking that. Get ready to throw. Get ready to throw. While you're catching, like, get ready to throw. Get ready to throw. Then you got to gauge where you throwing that because you don't want to overthrow. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to underthrow
it. Yeah, what up, Bo?
Welcome to Star Talk.
This is Bar Talk at Critically Drinking. With, I would say, Chuck, but you got Papadopoulos over there. I can't remember his name. George
Yeah.
some Papadopoulos. All right, so that was your too late, man. Was sports, man. I got you. I got you. So what if your too late wasn't an actual failure, but a rerouting? That's kind of how you pitched it. What if that version of you had to miss it so that a future one could catch?
That might be what it is.
Yeah.
Because if Junior want to go do it, and then we finna go do it.
Let's go. Okay.
Yes, I have no problem with vicariously living through my children. So be it.
Hey.
Whatever.
Let's go. I ain't even mad at it for real. To some degree, some people take it too far.
Yeah.
Now, some things, y'all, do not come into focus until years later. You weren't blind to it. You just didn't have a line of sight on it yet. So, what is something that later on in life became clear to you? I know a lot of times people say something their parents said.
Nothing's going to end good. Nothing's gonna end good.
What?
Even if it goes good to the end, you still die. That's not good, no matter what.
Dang. So it either ends bad or something good ends, which is bad.
Yeah.
Oh, don't ruin my day.
Yeah, it's either bad the whole time or it just ends on a low note.
Oh, that's terrible. Dang. Take that back.
That's why I say people rarely go out in a blaze of glory, nigga. Some people just die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some things just end. What did we watch the other day? It was something we watched that just ended. I forgot what we was watching. It was like a movie or something. It just ended. It just ends.
Dude, at the end
You're
of the day,
psychopath. That gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling. You're psychopath.
What's up? Nope, he came in at the right time as he put a wet blanket over the warmth and light of the sun.
Yeah, just see it smoldering.
Dang. I mean, but that's in a way sadly true though. Dang, because either it ends like a relationship, either it tanks, it blows up and implodes, it fizzles out.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no good ending, because if it's good and it ends, that's still a bad ending because it was good and it ended.
Yep.
Like the last, like the last wing, and you ain't fooled. Man, it was good, but it ended.
That's why.
Man, that sucks.
That's why. He said that's how 80s movies end. They just end.
Yep.
Yeah, they just end. Yep.
They know how to wrap them up.
But that's how. That's why I was arguing the idea like you can have a successful marriage and be divorced. No, you can't. That's not why the fuck. Not if you Not if you was like, yeah, we're gonna do this forever.
Yeah.
Nobody
I got
gets
that perspective.
right. Nobody gets married to get divorced.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I get you. I'm about to say I know some people that probably did.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, but I know what you mean. Yeah. Most people are not trying to fail.
Right.
No, I'm with you. I agree. I do think there is some success to glean out of a failed marriage. But you're right. I'm with you. So my now 45 year self, and you're now 37, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 37 year self are at different nows. We're at different nows, but they're happening simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
So what is something that's happening at your 37 that you think I need to hear at my 45 now? And vice versa. Or you can make it your 45 now, just to make it more personal.
Get healthy. Get healthy. Stay healthy. Get your shit together.
Neil Tyson ran. Oh shoot. Man, we were talking about now isn't real. So we actually played a couple of videos talking about now isn't real. So now I'm just asking some questions talking about playing on the topic of time. Playing on the topic of time. Now, have you ever met someone?
Y'all think now is real?
Yeah, so the premise of the video is called the Andromeda Paradox. The Andromeda Paradox is that there is no universal now. So the now that somebody would experience is from the Andromeda Galaxy coming to us, and the now that somebody going to the Andromeda Galaxy, and like if two people were standing on the Earth, and one person was coming to Earth, one person was leaving Earth, all the nows would be dissimilar. All the nows would not coexist. They would experience different nows, and it was interesting to that. It's very, I can't grasp the concept that the direction in which you're traveling changes the now, changes like the pitch of time, so that if you had like a magic connection and you're going like 1,000,000 miles away from Earth, or you're 1,000,000 miles away from Earth and you're coming to Earth, and you had a magic connection to Earth, like the times, one would be in the future, one would be in the past, and if you're sitting still, it would be like right to now. That's weird. My brain can't grasp that. Didn't Kamala talk about the past? Man, probably. She said a lot of weird stuff. Right now isn't real.
But see, it is though, Pat. Because check it out. Check it out, Patrick. When you sent that comment, it instantly popped up. Like check it out, bro. Rock with me. When he sent right now isn't real, it popped up the second he sent it. It pops up in StreamYard the second you sent it. Now, here's what's gonna fuck with you. Even if I said it as it popped up now, with time dilation, you wasn't gonna hear it till about another 5 seconds. I could have said it as soon as it popped up, as soon as I got the message. But with time and how that works, you wouldn't have heard it for at least another 5 to 10 seconds, depending on how good y'all signal is. And that's why the signal thing matters. If he was sitting right in front of me, I'd have heard him say, right now isn't real, because I got it immediately through StreamYard. As soon as he sent it, didn't take no time. Me saying it back to him, being that I'm so far away, my signal is moving. I'm far away from him. We're in the same now. But my now is gonna be different when he hears me say it back.
Man. Hey, real quick, just so, because it's only like a 2-minute video, I'm gonna play this for the people that popped in. This is where the Andromeda Paradox starts.
What is the Andromeda Paradox? Well, the Andromeda Paradox is the fact that if you and I are looking at Andromeda, the galaxy, not the stars that make the constellation.
Right.
Yeah, not this constellation,
and not the strain that killed millions of people.
Not the Andromeda strain, right? 2.5 million light years away. Then what happens is, suppose you're sitting in your chair and I'm running by. And at the second I run by you, we both look up at Andromeda. Because I'm moving and you're stationary, we're going to see events that are days apart, even though we're in the same location looking at the same time.
How can that be?
You think that relativity, and you think that the light
say relativity and keep talking.
How far? Wait, in this scenario, how far away from me are you when you're running by?
You're in the same place.
We're in the same place, essentially.
So you're like literally running
I've never
here.
heard of this paradox.
And you look up.
It's a little known paradox.
And the thing that you see and I see are days apart.
Days apart.
Because of our physical perspective.
Well, here's what you would think. You would think the light is arriving right now. We should all be receiving this light, but that's not how it works. Motion changes the perception of time. And so we know about that in terms of the local universe. We call it relativity of simultaneity, right? You're moving, I'm not. You see events as simultaneous. I see them as happening one before the other, right? But then when you add the distance component in it, now we see very different times. So there could be a third person moving in the other direction, seeing a different time. So how do you define what now is? So we
even
don't
though you're in the same
time.
place.
Even though you're in the same place, yeah.
While we're sitting here, I'm here, You're running by.
Yeah.
We look up at the drama at the same time, and we're
From the
seeing
same
something
location.
days from the same location. Essentially, we're seeing things days apart.
Days apart.
And that leads to the idea of what is now, and your now and my now are two different
There's
nows.
no now. There is no now.
No, there is now. There's always now.
There's an
There has
illusion
to
of
be.
now because we're so close together and we're so small. The speed of light makes it feel like we have a now, right? But now doesn't really exist on larger scales. There's no such thing.
But there is always has to be a now. In all seriousness.
No, that is your bias. That is your bias.
That's so Galilean.
But that's
so backwards.
Right.
Wow.
Get
I've never gotten heckled from the left and the right at the same
That's
time.
Right. That's right.
It's your bias. Yeah, so that's the chat isn't real. Yeah.
Yep.
Perception. Yeah. This explains how my wife can smell my farts before I do. Music hella loud. Get back to work. So clocking into work, pay bills is a bias. Yeah, man. That's how it all started. That's how the whole thing started. Then there's a longer video I played earlier. It's like a 12-minute video. It kind of went deeper into it and about which type of time are we on. Is it like a movie reel and we're just like only looking at our current reel, but there's still a whole reel ahead of us and reels behind us that's past and the future? Or is it more like the universe, all time is one solid block and we're experiencing our moment, but all time has been determined. Everything we're ever going to do has already happened in the universe and we're just like getting to it, but it's static. We can't even choose because everything's already laid out. Or is it like a growing, like we're creating the universe and it's growing as we make choices? So there was a video that went into those types and it went into the Andromeda paradox.
Right.
Yeah,
See,
how
Bree
now
is
even exists out of here.
right. Bree is saying the thing. Now is a human experience, a very human experience. That's why if you listen to what dude said at the end of that video, he said we got the illusion of now because we're so close. Light isn't moving at a different speed. We're not moving through light at a different speed because light is moving at one set speed. We're moving through it at different speeds. So since we're close, and that's why it's like that's why I said if we was close together in the same room, I'd have been able to instantly repeat that message back to him. But since we're not close, now changes.
And I get the perception and reality type thing. I do kind of disagree that now is something that's a human experience. I think now is kind of a phenomenon. Now is the present. Now is like the moment a cow gives birth to a cat. That's a now. That's a now that happened. Both cows experienced it. One cow experienced giving birth. One cow experienced being birthed. I think that is a now. Now, the language of now and the conception of it, that's human. But I think now is something that happens. Now is a moment. That's a very real thing for me. Nah, Neil Tyson's just a pimp using his mouthpiece to gaslight folks. Just imagine how much punani he gets just by saying anything that doesn't make sense. Can't hate on that. No, that's don't be like that, Patrick.
That's
Don't
how
be
game
like that.
work, nigga.
But I
Now
hear
he telling the
that's
truth.
how game work. It's true. It's
That's
true. It's
that's
true.
how
It's
they
true.
came up just saying some goofy shit. I
Yeah.
done got some of my best action of just saying the
Gibberish.
dumbest shit.
Yep.
Gibberish. Hogwash.
Let's go. All right,
But
man.
no,
So
it is, yeah, it's the concept of now is a very human experience because it's really only for it's just like the rainbow. It's really only specific to those there
Mhm.
in that moment. Because yeah, the
Yeah.
cow being there and the cow and the calf being born, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there at the same time, but say it was somebody there with them and they call you and tell you that Bessie had little Buford, the calf.
Mhm.
Now you're now changed Now, only and only now is Buford born in your time.
Yeah.
So now your now is different. Buford been born maybe an hour, but now for you, Buford is born because you know
Yeah. I
you were
get you.
placed right. You were placed in the past, but it changed. You see it in the past. There you go. You're seeing it in the past. You're receiving it from the past.
Yeah. Transmissions from the past. But if I was running and got that phone call, I would actually get the phone call before the cow was born, telling me that it was just birthed.
Yeah, which
I
is why.
got you. That's why I can't stand you.
See what I'm saying? That's why moving towards it changes the time around because you find out way sooner. If you're running there and you're in it, because damn it, if you run fast enough, you fuck around and see the calf being born. Yeah.
I can't deal. This whole Andromeda paradox is too much. But I got a couple more questions before we get out of here. We're gonna take a quick break, and then Bree's supposed to be joining us for something else in a minute. So we're gonna push that back a little bit because I gotta check in on something. But Yella, have you ever met someone who felt familiar, like they belonged to a part of your life that had not happened yet?
No. Can't say that.
What? Okay. I've had that happen for sure.
Like deja vu? Met somebody had like deja vu?
Nah. So like this is Shalon. I worked with her, but it was just such an instant sense of familiarity. Like I had known her for a decade or two. Like it was just like she had been a part of my life the entire time. Not even just like the feeling. It just like it felt like we almost like to the level of family. Like we had just known each other for so long. Like we had developed all the feelings like as if we had had like inside jokes. All of those type of feelings of closeness were just there, like that. It was day one.
I got you. Yeah, I've had that with a couple of people. Yeah, definitely. Felt like I'd have known you forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Hold up. Got a couple more. So what is something that's finally now clicking into place? So this is a now what question. You know, you like that. And now what? So what is something that is now clicking into place? Something that used to confuse you, hurt you, scare you, but now it makes sense. Like now you're ready.
Nothing.
Boo.
Yeah, because nothing is not supposed to make sense, man. Because every time you think you figured it out, it changes.
Now it keeps changing.
Now it keeps changing. So I thought I had figured it out, but I probably don't.
Right. Come on, Pat.
Yeah.
Boo this man. Boo. All right. You know, that's an insight too. An insight that you don't have any insight. That's fit. I ain't mad at it. So you know how you can see the light of a star that died millions of years ago. You're literally looking at something that does not exist now. That's kind of like how memory works. You're still seeing the glow of something long gone and still calling it real. So I want to know, what is a memory of yours that burns as bright as the day it happens? That's the day it happened.
The first day I got pooed on by my son.
Oh, wow. Now, was it solid or was it liquid?
That shit was mustard yellow.
Oh God, I know exactly what that smelled like.
And it was like when you squeeze the mustard bottle and you didn't shake it.
Oh man. What up, Danique?
Yeah, that was
current moment. Got in the blink of time. 1 second away from that is the past. Now it's a real country versus perspective. Okay. Dag, mustard yellow squeezy kid. Oh man.
Yep. Yep. That was like my welcome to dad moment.
Man, listen.
Welcome to fatherhood moment.
Man. Okay. What is something that is a memory that is so dim that it's like this distant star that's kind of flickering, but barely? One of those memories is barely holding on. Appreciate you, Patrick.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. A memory that's fading. What it feel like to be optimistic?
The old self. Oh man, don't even get me thinking about the old version. Jesus.
Yeah. That feeling of like blind optimism.
Yeah, like you had your whole future was ahead of you.
Yeah.
I got time.
You forget that. You forget that a lot. You be having to remind
Man.
yourself that, okay, look, let me, like, you have to intentionally remind yourself that.
Yeah. Instead of being default. You're right. That's actually true. It feel like on the iPhone, there's this thing sometimes when you want to get to an app, it's not working right, so you have to go and find the old version. You can install the old version.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Like you have to pull that old file up. Like I want that. I want to remember what it felt like to believe in the possibility of people. This is possible. Yeah, I feel you. It is. You do get jaded. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we end up out of here, man, gonna take a pause. Bree says she's stuck in traffic. I think I'm gonna push it back to like 3:30. Says she's stuck in traffic. 3:30 Eastern. What's something?
Yeah, y'all double back because you gonna restart the stream or?
Yeah, it's a totally different stream.
Okay, yeah. So once we end here, y'all double back because we're gonna have a different topic with Bree and Rashawn starting a little later on. So just let y'all know what's going on. Nigga, I'm going to see a man about a pick.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, pause. Just call on you going to see a man about a pickle, but do your thing.
I was waiting to see how you was.
Play hide the pickle if you want to. Oh shoot! Wait a minute, man. Hold up. What's something that you hated going through that you now see saved your life? But even if, yeah, let me just leave it at that. Something that you hated at the time, but you now see it. Let's say let's soften it.
Sour cream. Let's go. Sour cream. I used to hate sour cream when I was younger. Now sour cream saved my life every time I want to have some tacos or like some chicken tenders or some fish sticks or anything warm. Oh man, it saves my life every time. I cannot eat tacos without sour cream and lettuce, but mostly sour cream.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah, when I was younger, I ain't like that shit. I didn't understand though.
Yeah. Same. Much the same.
It's a shrinking back. See, that's now, right? See, that's your perception of now. My perception of now is that it's shrinking.
Yeah, because if you're running towards him, it's a growing back. If you're running away from him, it's a shrinking back.
Yeah.
If you're standing still, it's just a big back.
It's just big.
Yeah. All right, man. We're gonna get out of here, man. I gotta do something real quick. Be back around 3:30. So that other stream y'all see with Brian Clark on it. Big back. Be back in about 30 minutes. or so, man. We about to get out of here. One of my favorite clips from The Wire speaks a little bit about.
You never figured on this, did you? Live the life, leave the life, ain't no big thing. He used to talk that shit all the time and he believed it, you know what I'm saying? What's up, baby? Talk that shit now.
You know, you're right. It's kind of hard to be in here right now.
He scare you, don't he?
I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
He scares me. Yeah. See, if he dead, you know, I could carry it better. Coming up to what we did, you know, you kind of expect that. You waiting on it. See, the thing is, you only got to fuck up once. Be a little slow, be a little late, just once. And how you ain't gonna never be slow, never be late? You can't plan for no shit like this, man. It's life. Yeah. Scares me.